What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Foodie show. Again, Dude Network is powered by Garage Beer. Glad y'all could be here with us. Glad to have you with us.
Hey,
a little early.
Hey, that worked out though.
Hey, technical difficulties, whatever. You
Hey,
guys should be used to it by
technical
now.
difficulties. Hey, you got the whole video in. What are you talking about, man?
No, I cut off early. Is all.
Really?
Or on my end, it looked like it was
Nah,
like.
it was fine on my end.
Oh,
You're
right.
good,
Well,
man. Stop
perfect.
it.
Good deal. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man? How you?
Good.
Good. Glad to see you, man. I'm not gonna jinx it, but I'm glad. That's why I say cut your phone off. No, nobody will know.
Yep. Right.
You had diarrhea for an hour.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, dude, whatever. They should be fine,
good, man.
I was there
yesterday.
yesterday.
They can't call you in right now.
Oh, they could.
They could, but they won't.
They're not going. It's all good.
They won't. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed right here. Fingers crossed. Yeah, fingers crossed. We're gonna make it.
How's your weekend?
It was good, man. How about you?
Good. I did a lot of cooking today. Lot, actually.
Oh, here you go.
Yesterday, some too. Yeah. Oh. Yes, I did cooking. Yeah, I took out a bunch of the pig that we butcher every year because it's getting closer to January, so I got to start butchering or cooking all that off. Right. And I found a huge butt I didn't know I had still. A huge piece of the butt, dude.
Nice.
It might have been almost the full thing without the picnic.
I was gonna say, if you're talking about the one you showed on your story or whatever, that was huge.
It was massive. I was like, yeah, dude. Yeah. Welcome everybody. We got tea in the house.
Yeah, I didn't cook at all yesterday. I ain't even watched football yesterday. I said, bump this. I'm not watching no Gamecocks today. I'm not getting pissed off. We went and had family and friends day at a fall festival.
Yeah, I saw you. Yeah. You guys were out somewhere.
Yeah, so I was like, nope, not today, devil. You ain't gonna get me all mad.
Right. And then my parents' church does this little trunk or treat thing.
Yeah.
So we took one of our granddaughters out there.
There you go.
Yeah, it was cool. And then today, I finished that butt and did that pork roast I had marinating.
Yeah.
And I ended up making a chili.
Oof.
I was just feeling it. Oh, bud.
Hey, I know that chili had beans in it.
Negative. It was a real chili. Hey, what's funny is, so I was going to do a chili for that thing last night at my parents' church, right?
Yeah.
They did a big chili cook-off.
Okay.
And my dad was one of the judges, and he came home all mad about it. And he was like, first of all, the one that won was some white chili, but it wasn't even a white chili. It was like chicken soup. And I'm like, dude, whatever. And he goes, he's like, I don't think I had any without beans, which means he didn't have my buddies that cooked his because he's hardcore like me. He's like, and he eats beans. Yeah. He's like, I'll put my Portuguese beans up against anybody. He's all, but chili does not have beans. So yeah, I pulled some of the rib meat off.
Yeah.
Cubed up some tri-tip that I cooked, bacon, ground beef, and chorizo, and it came out smashing, dude. Nice. It was good.
But I mean, I even, let's see, last Friday the event got canceled for downtown, but we still had a chili competition at work, and I got beat by a white chicken chili. So, but the problem is, it was so good, I voted for it.
Oh, well, all right. Well, see, like my dad, dude, my dad gave it like a 4 or 5 out of 10 because he's like, this is like a soup. It's not. There's no aspect to chili.
Yeah, this one was nice, thick, and creamy, and everything. Yeah, like I say, I even voted for it, so I didn't mind losing to it. I come in second, so I mean, hey, it's all good.
Yeah. I feel like I'd have done all right with this one, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, you should next time.
Yeah.
It's all fun, man. It's all fun.
Dude, and I would have, but I was working all day.
Yeah, that's true.
For the first half of the day yesterday.
Yeah, this is true.
I'm not just gonna whip up a chili in 2 hours and be like, here you go. I like to let that stuff cook. You know.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got Robert is broadcasting from the Sears and Roebuck catalog order store. Let's
There you go. Hey.
write a comment if you guys know what that means, please. I'm interested to see who knows what that is.
Who knows, man?
Eduardo, yes, I'm here today. I made it.
For a little bit.
Britt, what's up? Adventures.
What's up?
So, what happened?
No, I was reading the comments over here. I was just
here we go. Get the hell out of here. So Kim heats up beans on the side and adds it because she can't stand chili without the beans.
It's supposed to have it, man.
No.
Yes.
Those are chili beans.
Well, I don't.
It's
you know
two
what?
different
You know what?
dishes.
Yes and no. I'll go yes and no because
What's up, cuz?
Because I mean, here's the thing: is if you look up like competition style chili, none of it had beans.
Yeah.
But to me, that's just like hot dog chili. If it don't have beans, that's a hot dog chili, or a condiment chili, or something like that.
Or it's and I don't just. That's the thing. That's why there's cubed smoked tri-tip ribs and stuff in there because I'm making it an entire meat dish.
Okay. I agree. Okay, I'm with you there. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not just slapping some sauce and some ground beef and being like, it's the best chili ever.
Okay, I'm with you then. I'm with you now. All right, let's roll with it. That's it.
You're all fired. It does not need beans. Go look it up. This is worse than the pineapple on pizza shit. So let's.
It runs hand in hand for sure.
I feel triggered.
Oh, here we go. Y'all gonna make him leave again?
No, because something negative might happen, which we're not going to talk about.
Oh,
so man, we went far for this one, or I say you reached out far for this one.
Yeah, I mean, hey, coming to think about it now, I think this is probably the farthest one we've had so far, distance wise.
Yeah, for sure. So much so, we added an hour to the time zone difference here.
I'm not the late one. I'm not the late one today.
If you guys should be following along. Big things happening up here. They're doing some really cool stuff up in the northern parts of North America, not U.S. We went international again.
That's right.
Without further ado, the man you guys are really here to see, Corey, Beer Daddy BBQ.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, all y'all? How you doing?
Good, man. How you?
Man, how are you?
We're doing good. We're doing good.
Look at that background, bro. Look at that background.
Dude. I just got this lame flag. You got that lame teak wood all stained beautifully.
Stained wood back here, yeah. He's got thousands of dollars hanging behind him.
I got a lot of hard work behind me.
Right, yeah, exactly. So how the heck are you, man? Thanks for jumping on.
Yeah, man, we're good. Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you.
So I'm gonna, for those of the crowd and people who will listen afterwards, let's introduce you. Tell us how it all started, where the Beer Daddy BBQ came from, how you got on social, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, bro. So I'm gonna try to shorten it up. It's a long story, but I've always been a cook.
All good.
Yeah, we got plenty of time.
I've always been a cook. I've enjoyed cooking from a young age. I started, with baking with my grandmother and whatnot. So much so that my very first smoker that was fabricated as a wood burner was named after her, Betty. So that's it's the first one I had, and I still have that one.
Nice.
Yeah, so I guess, I started playing around with low and slow cooking around 2016, 2017, just kind of wanted to challenge myself. I did some travel and fell in love with this type of food. And up here in the north, a lot of people think barbecue is that hot and fast on a grill, a gasser. That's barbecue, So I got messed around with like I said, with that, learning it, went online, reached out to folks for yourselves, and, hit the YouTube, started following everybody. And around 2018, there was a little local charity kind of barbecue competition. So I talked to a buddy of mine. I said, "Hey, let's go do this. If nothing else, let's just get drunk and cook some meat, and eat some, whatever." And we had a good time. We actually did a decent showing with like zero experience and whatever. Like out of 15, coincidentally enough, that was the very first time I ever touched a brisket. Was in the middle of a competition.
Ooh,
Man, this guy's got big balls, folks.
We got 7th out of 15. I'll take that. That's whatever.
Yeah.
So that was fun. I was immediately hooked on it though. Fell in love. Enlisted my brother to fabricate that first smoker I was talking about, reverse flow offs, and put my own team in 2019, and we did pretty good. I got second in brisket, and we lost to a Wagyu by 1 point. So we'll take that. Everyone else was using the same type of brisket, but
so you won.
Yeah,
basically. Yeah, man. Second place is first loser. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But we did
go.
go.
Everybody else is using choice, and someone uses Wagyu. It's like, okay.
Yeah. So the rest of us were using it. You can look it up online. It's Maritime Beef, the Blue Dot Reserve. It's
okay.
It'd be similar to a U.S. Prime kind of situation.
Okay.
But yeah, it's kind of its own genre. But anyway, it was a good showing. We did well in pork as well, and this and that. And people at work started asking if I do bring some stuff for parties, and then I had some strangers I didn't know messaging me. It's like, "Hey, we tried your stuff at this competition," and to the point where I started like a little home-based business and started a side hustle kind of. But 2021, my future took a big change. I was let go of my career, 17 years, me and myself and 60 others. So found myself unemployed, trying to figure out what we're going to do. And my brother-in-law, who owns a craft brewery, we were talking. He's like, "Man, you need to cook for the people, and it should be barbecue, and it'll help me sell more beer." And we kind of laughed. He said, I asked you selfishly, but I don't know. I woke up the next morning and it was kind of weighing on my mind, and I talked to my wife, and I thought this would be a hard no kind of situation. And she's like, "Hey, you got a little something to fall on right now. Let's try it. Let's get a food truck and see where it goes." And here we are now. We got a brick and mortar, and we're looking at building a whole brand new one here in another year, hopefully.
Sure.
That's freaking
Hey, that sounds like big things coming for sure.
Right.
Yeah, we're hoping to do an official announcement like in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So. Yeah.
Oh, that's sick! Hell yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll be able to
let you first.
Yes, you did actually. You did. That's so we're hoping to make the official announcement here soon. We're just waiting for lawyers to clean up some papers and that kind of stuff, because we have some partners involved that we really want to talk about, but we can't currently. So
the thousands of people that we got will keep it quiet. So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I have no doubt.
Millions.
Yes.
No doubt.
So what's did you do a lot of competitions still, or was that kind of just like you did a handful of them and then just started kind of doing your own thing?
Everything just started spinning quick. So it was 2019 when we did the last one, and then of course everything shut down in the world in 2020. Yeah, so then there was like a 3-year, nothing happening. And in that time, I started my business and whatnot. So there's no time for any of that stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I get about. Yeah, tomorrow will be a Monday. I'll sleep in. I was telling Damon it's the only day I sleep in. It's Monday morning.
I was like, oh God, this poor guy on a Monday.
Yeah, it's all good. I still would have did it anyway. It's all good. Oh, yeah. But yeah, so we're gonna have about 6 hours tomorrow. Like absolutely nothing. We try to chill. My wife and I, we try to chill on Monday. Nice. She recently just joined the business full time too. She left her longtime career to come and work the business as well. So,
wow, that's awesome, dude. Congratulations on that flourishing. So
it's it's all eggs at the basket at this point. Right. So, yeah.
So is the competition circuit in Canada decent, or is it smaller? Like, obviously, I'm sure it's nowhere near like
No.
everywhere else. It's probably not as big as the U.S.
No,
but-
man, no. It's growing. In my
Mhm,
fly in my face. In my area, it's we're super rural, and
mhm.
there's not a lot going on here. So Philip, who's in Nova Scotia, you guys know Nova Scotia is.
Yeah.
He's actually he's KCBS certified, and he just was at the Royal and at the Jack, and he's been on stage at Memphis in May, and
Oh, sure.
yeah. So he is kind of hoping to maybe get like a little KCBS sanctioned tour kind of thing here. We call them the Maritime Provinces, and he's hoping to get a little something going here in the provinces. So
Sweet.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
What you got, Damon?
I was gonna say what difference between like Canadian, I'm gonna just say Canadian barbecue style versus like what we do here in the U.S. Is there anything different at all?
I mean, a lot of what we do up here is researched, and I mean, I'm going to speak for myself. So again, I was on YouTube and you know, I was looking at Milk and Reed, and you know, I was looking at all the big guys. Like everyone comes up to YouTube first, you know, and we just start. I find for myself, you just mimic what works first.
I got you.
You know, and learn how to do it, and then eventually you start putting your own twist on stuff and this and that, and you know, and finding what works for you, and that's about it. Now, there's a lot of places that they say they do like Texas barbecue, and then they've put themselves kind of in that box, which is great. If you're going to do Texas barbecue, you're going to call yourself Texas barbecue. You got to do it, and that's awesome. I don't want to put myself in anything like that because I like to be a little bit of creative and do stuff a little bit differently, you know. So I'm inspired by everything I find in the South. I was just down in I was in the Carolinas back in May. We went to Lewis Barbecue, went to Rodney Scott's, went to a couple other places, went to Nobles and Charlotte, and you know, so take a little bit of stuff from that. I've been to Texas. I had some good Texas barbecue, but so I'm inspired by all of it, and then I bring it back and I kind of put my own little twists on it, my own seasonings, my own rubs. Like we all do. We all have our own like little, you know, seasoning in the back pocket.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Once you've been cooking and whether barbecuing, cooking in the kitchen, once you've been doing it long enough, you bleed into it. You know, I feel like anyway.
Yeah. So I'm currently cooking on 2 500-gallon offsets that were custom built. Yeah, they were custom built by Barrel Boss Q out of Leduc, Alberta, which would be the Canadian version of Texas. And so we had them shipped down, and these things are beauties to cook on. Just absolutely love them. So
that's all the way on the other side from you, right?
Yeah, man, it was a long show.
That's that right there, though.
Yeah. So that's Troy there. That's the builder, and you know, putting them together for us. And they are actually serial numbers 1 and 2. So
no, that's sick.
Yeah. They are
with them white walls, dude. That just gets me.
Old school white wall, exactly. Straight.
So that was for the pitmaster's dinner. I was the head pitmaster for it, and I said I'll come and do it, but I want to cook on my smoker. So they had to have them ready for me, and they got them put together pretty quick. So that was at the hall where we did the cook.
They are awesome for sure.
And now is that what you use at the restaurant brewery thing?
Yeah.
Nice.
So the new building. I'm going to be ordering 2 1000s to go with these 2 500s.
Are you going to do it on the same trailer like that? 2 1000s?
No, they're going to be on casters. It's going to be inside of a building. And whatnot.
Okay. I was like, that's a hell of a trailer.
Yeah,
I was going to say.
We did.
So the builder with the Ford Ranger.
Yeah, it's a Ford Ranger. So actually, the builder Troy, he's going to be here next week. Him and I share the same birthday, so they're coming down to celebrate. So
that's even better.
So you're being that you are influenced by, you know, watching everything and going down and traveling. Do you like the more sweet barbecue? Do you like savory or like the vinegary? Like where do you fall in that? Would you say?
I fall in the more of the vinegary. I like that. Like my sauce, it gets you up here in the jowl. You get that little tang. I like that stuff. I'm not heavy into the sweet sauces at all. It's
right.
I'm not saying there's not a place for them. There absolutely is. It's just not my jam. But
Yeah, for sure.
you know, and when it comes to brisket, I want something that's more savory. I actually like something with a good like whiskey coffee base in it, like a bourbon. Yeah, that's kind of my jam for if you're going to put sauce on a brisket. That's
coffee brisket.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
I'm more of a rub guy than a sauce guy. Like if I'm going to spend, anywhere from 12, 16 hours, I want to taste that meat.
That's right.
And we've had that conversation on this show and our Friday show several times. Like, here you go. You spend all this time cooking meat, and then you just grab some sauce out of the cabinet. And, it's like, okay.
I don't sauce anything. My ribs get like a glaze. I wouldn't even say I'm saucing them. It just puts a shine on them before I put them out.
Yeah.
And there's sauce at the table for those people who do want sauce. They can sauce themselves.
Right. Yeah, because that's the way it is here. Is like I like that vinegar sauce.
Yeah.
And like I'm like you said, Corey, is like when you want that almost that pucker factor.
Yeah.
When you taste it, it's like
yeah.
And then it goes away. That's
what
what you look for here in the Carolinas, though.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean that's great with pork, especially. It's good with chicken.
Yeah.
So I guess some folks, they put it on their brisket. I don't really like that type of sauce with brisket. Like I said, I like more of the savory side with the brisket. If you're going to sauce it, my personal, I don't sauce my brisket. But
me either.
Nah.
To each their own.
In fact, one time I was cooking a brisket and I told my wife, this is on my pellet grill, and I was at work and I said, hey, I looked at the temperature and I go, hey, can you wrap it for me? Or I just did a foil boat, not a full wrap. And I go, make sure to put some of the beef tallow on it for me, honey. And she put tallow and honey. And I go, so you put like 3 or 4 tablespoons, right? And she goes, yeah, of each. And I'm all, each what? She goes, you said honey. And I go, no, I was calling you honey.
Yeah, I was calling you honey. Yeah.
Weirdly enough, it was
probably all right.
When the first bite I had after it was done, sliced and rested and everything, I was like, oh, this is not great. It's not bad at all, but it's not great. After now it wasn't for anything. I was just like, oh, I'm going to cook a brisket. So I had pounds of meat left over. Oh, yeah. Vacuum sealed it all. And that was one of the best eating briskets after the fact, like reheating it. Okay. I'm not going to tempt fate and try it again. But
yeah. It was a happy mistake. We're going to leave it at that.
So real quick, since you talked about how you don't sauce anything.
Not much.
Someone in the audience says, tell them about your barbecue sauce. I think it's unique.
Oh, that's Miss Britt.
Yeah.
Love that girl. So it's a little bit different. Yeah, it's quite different. It's not a little bit different. It's very different. It's great on pork. It's great on chicken. I don't recommend it on beef, but again, there's some people who do it. It has that tang. There's a lot of vinegar in it, but it's pineapple chipotle. It starts with crushed pineapple. So it's got all that. It's got all the pulp and everything in it. You break it down with an immersion blender, and it's got some apple cider vinegar, some chilies, and some other seasonings. It's actually my pork rub that's in there, and there's 14 different spices and herbs that's in that pork rub. So.
Wow. Okay.
It's kind of different.
That sounds good to me though.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. It's really something that people don't expect it, and it's either you like it or you hate it. There's not a lot of in between. And fortunately for me, most people like it. You do get some who come in and they want that sweet, smoky Kansas City kind of
right.
So we have to have something there for them. But that's our house sauce, and I had tons of people this weekend are like, when can I buy this in a bottle? Like, I want some. I will bath in it. I want it right now. I mean, one of them was pretty cute. I was like going to offer the bathtub, but I can make some sauce. Like,
yeah. Well, good point right here from Eduardo. And if you're using it on chicken and pork, like to begin with, pineapple does help tenderize.
It does.
Be very careful with that, though, folks, because it'll disintegrate your meat.
It will. It will. So I make a barbecue pizza kind of thing. It's very untraditional. It's on a piece of naan bread, and we throw stuff on it. So my barbecue sauce goes on that. And I was having I heard you guys talking about the pineapple on pizza debate.
Yeah.
So that debate was going on at the table when people are eating. This guy was like, "I hate you." Just got to tell me he loved this pizza that we do, and he goes, "Pineapple doesn't belong on pizza." I was like, "Brother, you just ate a whole pizza with pineapple." And you loved it.
I don't want to sound like a hypocrite. Here we go, John. I'm gonna bury myself again.
Oh, here we go.
I think in that situation I would eat it as well.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
It's kind of like hiding shit in the food for kids to eat it.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, okay, here we have like this savory Swedish marinara sauce, right? Mozzarella cheese and like Canadian bacon or ham, wherever you're from, whatever pizza place does it. And then you throw pineapple. Like, I don't get how people think it's good. My wife loves it. My wife loves it.
I admit I do. I'm all about the Hawaiian pizzas. I love them.
Yeah. And I just like, when I was a kid and I'd pick off the pineapples and still eat the pizza. And now I just like that sweet taste on there. I can't do it. I just can't do it. But a barbecue, I love barbecue chicken pizzas. I love barbecue pizza. That's totally different. It's already coming with that sweet aspect from the sauce. Yeah, and this too, exactly.
Yeah,
the sauce versus chunks. I'm with.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. It does make a difference.
So, being that you grew up cooking and baking and stuff like that, what's typical like at home? What are you making at home for the fam? Like, what's a typical meal? Imagine you're not always just eating barbecue.
No, man, I eat so little barbecue.
Yeah.
It's the last goddamn thing I want to eat. I love it, but it's just I need a break. And, I'm a sucker for comfort foods. I would love casserole dishes and stuff like that. And like, so shepherd's pie, I love making things like I'll make that with like a shepherd's pie traditionally should have lamb and whatnot, but I'll do like a kind of, again, an untraditional version. I'll throw some beef in there, and I just made one the other night. I used my pork rub and the potatoes and so anyway, like we do a lot of comfort stuff like that. Like we're a busy family, so it's kind of like a hit and run kind of situation. Sure. Sometimes we'll sit down, we'll roast some chickens and your potatoes and vegetables and whatnot. And other nights it's a couple of microwave pizza things that just slam and go.
For sure.
But cooking at home before the restaurant was a lot of fun. I'd be out in the backyard I did a lot of live fire cooking while I had some more time on my hands. So there's nothing I love more than a leg of lamb that's just rotating over a fire all day, cold beer, listen to that drizzle. I'm a sucker for lamb. I love lamb. I love anything like that. I love venison. So there's not too many things I probably would not eat.
I'm a huge venison guy. I love elk.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've had good lamb. I've also had lamb. I was like, I probably won't eat that again. But I've never cooked it. I've never cooked it myself.
If you can cook beef, you can cook lamb, man. It's all.
That's it. Yeah, everybody said medium rare, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially lamb. Lamb loves to be medium rare. It's really starts to take on that lamby kind of. When you start going into the well, it gets dry, it gets that stronger flavor, and
I think that's what happened when I didn't like it. It was
unless you braise it.
Well, yeah, that's different because you're adding juices and stuff. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, man. But anything you cook over fire is better, no matter what. So.
Oh, amen. Yeah. So, I got a question. Your beef situation. Do you guys get tri-tips? Are you guys like different cuts like everybody here in the US has hard time getting stuff?
So thanks to the World Wide Web and I'm going to say thanks to COVID too, I found that the barbecue has gotten much more popular here in Canada. It's been growing, but especially after COVID, it was just like everybody went out, they bought themselves these pellet smokers and everyone was smoking and it's gotten much more popular. I mean, what's been going on in the US for like 400 years is finally catching up here in Canada. You know, that may be a little exaggeration, but anyway, it's kind of what it feels like. But I mean, it's not bad. Most of the beef I use, it's Alberta beef. We have great beef here, and there's some, like I was talking earlier about this Blue Dot Reserve out of it's maritime beef. It's growing in Prince Edward Island. It's great beef. It's just a little pricey, so
good beef is pricey here too. So
so I get AAA grade. So in Canada, it's AAA grade beef, and I get that as Ontario pork that I use. So this situation is decent. You can get your hand on it. Different cuts. You're starting to see more like hanger steaks, Denver steaks, tri-tip. Tri-tip was in picanha, you know, the top sirloin with cap on. That is something that people like us in the know would go ask for. Common folk wouldn't have a clue what a tri-tip is or where it would just be a roast. They would just see that wrapped and it's a roast, you know. So speaking of which, I absolutely love tri-tip because you can cook it two ways. You can cook it like a steak, you can cook it like a brisket. I prefer it like a steak.
Same. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, are you finding in the US here, like chicken wings used to be trash food? Like you used to be able to get bags of it for like 90 cents a pound.
A little bit.
But now that everybody is hip to cooking and barbecuing and all the Wing Wednesday and all this, prices have skyrocketed on stupid stuff. Do you guys see that same trend happening?
100%. Yeah. And the other thing is, since we're talking chicken, Canada versus US, your guys' chicken is so goddamn much better.
Really?
And they're huge. Like you guys have just got these big old fatties. So we got like our chickens are not. They're lean. They're like super regulated. They're like.
So you're actually eating chicken and not chicken in water.
Not that old steroided up chicken.
Yeah.
I'm okay with the USA way. Like it's like. Bring me those big old fatty drummies. I'm a drummy guy. Bring me the big old drummies.
Oh, dude, they've gotten like double the size since I was a kid, man.
The turkey leg. Can I throw you off on like the turkey legs? Your guys is like.
We're past the time we can cuss.
Yeah. Like turkey. Y'all got the turkey leg. I love those. We call them turkey ham. Some people. I love doing those. I can eat those all day, all night. And the turkey breast, though, you guys is like a lot of the U.S. smokers, like all you barbecue guys, you get these big old fat turkey breasts. Can't get those here. Like so our turkey breasts here are really small unless you go out to like a heritage farm or something like that. And then you can get some bigger ones.
Yeah.
Pay out of the nose. Take out a mortgage payment for some turkey.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not.
I get a small loan. I'm
just heading over to Beer Daddy BBQ. Gonna get some turkey for the family. Just gotta. Yeah, no, it's super expensive. So it's not on my menu for that reason. Two reasons. One, they're small unless you reach out, to a local farm or something. And it's just super expensive. So,
which in that case, I don't want to sell all this to the public. I just want this for me.
Yeah. I just smoked a couple turkeys for a wedding. We do catering as well. And I called they're a butcher that I use for like special stuff. And I said, I need around 60 to 65 pounds of turkey. They're like, Corey, I got you. I was like, cool. So I drive up to get it. I'm expecting like 4 birds. They held up 2. One was 33, one was 37 pounds. They're pterodactyls.
Jeez, dude, that's massive.
They're pterodactyls.
That's like a damn ostrich.
My dad and I one year got like a 32-pound for Thanksgiving, and we were like,
unreal.
Holy crap, this is the biggest bird we've ever got.
They were stupid huge. I couldn't believe I had to carry them through the restaurants. My restaurant is it's small as shit. Like it's a cozy place. Like everyone is rubbing shoulders, and so I'm carrying these birds through and like just silence. Like people are like, what the hell? Like, what are these things? My wife wanted to. I don't know if
service emu.
Yeah,
they're about that big around.
Oh, stupid! So, do you guys ever watch Mr. Bean?
Yeah.
You ever heard of Mr. Bean? Did you see the special? He's got like the turkey over his head, whatever. It's like my wife wanted me to do that. I'm like, no.
That'd be great. Just his beard sticking out.
Sticking this big old raw turkey over my head. Like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, if it wasn't the whole raw poultry aspect,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Like,
I don't think so.
I used to bass fish a lot.
Yep.
And largemouth bass fish, and I wanted to catch one big enough I could open its mouth and stick it on the. That hasn't happened yet. So
keep trying.
Yeah, right.
Keep trying. Not with that attitude. Just go and do it.
Right. So catering as well.
Yeah.
How long have you been catering?
As legally or?
Well, yeah, you know.
I've been catering a little while. It's
the mountain might be listening.
Nah, whatever. They're not the ones you got to worry about is public health, but yeah,
they can't do anything now. That's the thing.
Nah.
So.
Statute of limitations.
That's right.
I live by those stats.
Yeah. So probably around 2019, I had like a little home base kind of thing. And it was more or less just most of it was just friends and family, but then it started like people I didn't hear of, like this little town that I live in. They actually reached out to me and they got me. It was my it was kind of one of my first like business dinner kind of catering things I did, and it went super great. They loved it and everything worked out and stuff. But so that kind of took off from there. It was just kind of let's try to do more of these. And unfortunately, the business that I'm in, the building, my kitchen is so small and we have such small staffing. I leave a lot on the table. I only do probably 30% of the catering I could be doing, but I just don't have the space to accommodate it. So that new building that I was talking about is going to help us grow that side of the business as well.
So. That's awesome.
I was going to say time is probably an aspect too. You know, between catering and the restaurant.
Yeah.
Gonna have to balance that out too.
Yeah. And I'm the only guy that runs the pit, so I have to stay where the pits are. So I need a team to go do the catering and stuff.
There you go.
So again, that's something too that I find that's different. Like if correct me if I'm wrong, but like I feel like in the Carolinas and Texas and Memphis and Tennessee and these places, if someone's running the pits, it's like an occupation of joy and pride. To get someone to come and do it here, it's just a job. Just a job. Like, and it's really hard. It's hard to find someone to have that passion who wants to learn for the right reasons and do it. So, and I'm very, I mean, this is my livelihood, so I am very controlling and choosy.
Absolutely. And
you know, so
because I mean, you want to make sure it's right, because I mean that's your name going out.
Exactly, 100%. You know, so right now I have my brother. He can do it. He runs the pits really good. He's relieved me a few times, but he has a full-time career. He's a dad, you know, and he's got a life, and so I try not to occupy too much of his time. But I really would like to find somebody that I can mentor and get him to run, you know, so I can call them to free me up once in a while, so I can do some specialized events again and stuff.
For sure, man.
Well, it's like, and I tell people, they're like, "Hey, if I get a smoker and will you teach me how to do?" And I go, "I can show you how I do stuff."
Yeah.
But you have to understand, like, whether I have my page, whether I do this podcast, this is how I cook. Period.
That's right.
Like, this is a lifestyle for me.
Yeah.
And you can't teach that. You can't force that on, like, so I totally feel that, because it's like, okay, yeah, I could get someone to stand and look at a barbecue and pay them whatever amount of money an hour, but I serve this level at my restaurant. I can't just have I'm sorry, we hired a guy, and you know
that's not
nope.
Yeah,
that thing will say that thing will tank.
That shit ain't gonna fly.
Because that's the problem. That's the problem when it comes down to like food trucks or catering, or not so catering, but food trucks or restaurants. You know, you have to be consistent. Boom, 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 day after day. Because if you come and eat, just for example, you come and eat ribs today, and they're off the chain. You come tomorrow, like you just said, John, you got old school or new school over there running the pit. They're not as good. You'd be like, well, dang, I'm not coming back here again.
Yeah, I ain't ordering these.
Yeah, I'm not ordering. Yeah. They wasn't like they were yesterday.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
I put some people.
I had some people come in and they're like, "Man, I'd love to learn how to do this and whatever. And can I come and help you?" Like, and they think they're going to learn in like one day.
Yeah. Dude.
And I'm like, no, man, you're gonna put in some time. You gotta put
like
in the work.
I've been doing this for years, and I've been cooking for a long time, and I still learn all the time.
The day you
Learn
stop
new
learning,
tricks.
that's the day
Yep.
you're dead.
That's right.
Exactly.
Absolutely, 100.
Throw in the towel because you just told everybody you're done.
Yeah.
It, you know, it's like if you're going in for a surgery, you have a choice of two doctors. They both have the same letters after their name, you know, PhD, whatever, MD, blah blah blah.
Mhm.
But this guy got all A's, and this guy was like B, C, and just made it through. Who you want doing the surgery?
So,
I want that BC guy.
My chubby ass, I want the guy who got the 4.2 grade point average cooking my food, you know?
Right.
I might even take the B- guy for a surgery, but I want the A+ guy cooking my stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You're 100% right. That's so to find someone to kind of to match that passion, who the want and need to learn, and they want to do a good job, and they want to, you know, represent you. That's damn hard to find.
No,
I
for
bet.
sure,
I
man.
bet. It's
And
got to
then
be even tougher being in a small area too.
Yeah.
You know.
Super small. Yeah.
Mhm.
What were you at, David?
No, I was gonna say because I mean, a lot of times, I mean, you catch these younger guys, they don't want that passion no more. I mean, they want to come in and like you said, they want to be they want to know everything, and it's not going to happen. And then they want $40 a damn hour, you know, to come learn.
Yeah. So talking about that, like I was telling y'all that I touched my first brisket in the middle of a competition. Now, mind you, it's just a small, like a charity kind of event. It's not a sanctioned competition, nothing like that. But the guys that were there I was competing against, they've been doing it for a while. They've been backyard barbecuers for longer than I was. The thing that was different is I did put in a lot of time, late nights, reading, watching YouTube, Googling stuff, answering like, what are these guys doing? What's Heath Riles doing? What are these guys, you know, Big Mo Carson? What are they doing in the competitions, you know? So, you know, and I learned visually. I watched a lot of butchering shows. I watched competition guys. I do trimming videos. So I'm not, you know, was it gorgeous? Hell no. It was a bit of a hack job. But looking back, that day, I thought it was glorious. But looking back, it was a hack job. But you know what? We did all right, and it was the taste and flavor that kind of what you really needed to get in there. And again, if it would have been a KCBS, we would have probably been laster than last. Like, if there was 20 people, we would have come in 25th.
Yeah, that's it right there.
I was gonna say that's it right there.
That's it right there. New guys want the oohs and ahs without learning the institutional knowledge. That's exactly it. Now, with pellet grills. Now I own one and I love it.
Yeah,
it's so easy. It's so freaking. I'm happy that has taken on more steam and more people are getting in. I just love that people cook for themselves because it's so much better for you and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But also, that is, you know, like on your end where you're looking for someone, you know, that's probably ruining some of those people that could potentially be that, because it's like, oh well, where's the button? Like, well, why don't you just do this on a, you know?
That's right.
You know, I don't know. I learned, you know, we used to burn stuff on like Weber's and stuff growing up, and then I remember when my dad got his first backyard offset, it was like, oh dude, we are real barbecuers now. Like we made it, and you know, I cooked some things that came out not so great on it, and I learned, you know.
Not every day is a good day. That's like, you know, but you just work hard at it, and you know, try to make it as consistent as possible. So you're saying about the backyard Weber's, whatnot. I was 14 years old when I bought my first little hibachi style charcoal grill. It was kind of the rack, so you could kind of move up and down sides. Anyway, so all my buddies were buying bicycles. I went out. This fat ass went out and bought a barbecue. Yes. And I was just doing burgers and hot dogs. I was a kid. That's all I wanted. Like, just charred the shit out of them because that's the way I was taught to cook, because no one would die. Because
Yes.
Man, I was in my 20s before I actually had a really good steak, like a good, like rare, properly done steak. I was like, where has this been? Where has this been my whole life? Like, my whole world was turned upside down. I was like, this is what it should be. Like,
That's right.
Yeah, I was blessed because my dad knew what meat was supposed to be cooked at.
Oh God.
Now, I've been eating, however you want to put it, medium rare, or on the scale it'd be rare pork. Like we'd pull it at like 135 and let it come up to 140. Now, forever we were, you guys are going to get trichinosis and all this crap. I'm like, I hated pork anywhere else except for cooked at home because it was always dry and this and that. And then, of whatever 7 years ago, the FDA came out and was like, oh, you can eat pork at that temperature now.
Yeah,
you're good.
exactly.
I've been, whatever.
So Canada hasn't really changed that yet. They still recommend like 165, 160, kind of like, yeah. So,
wow.
Yeah. Canada health regulations.
I just can't even imagine that.
So pork's not on my menu.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Pork chops. Pork chops are not on the menu. That's, pork steaks. That's not happening. So, so
it's leather at that point.
I'm not so brave to do mine at like 140. I haven't quite hit that level yet, but I'm like probably about 150 for myself personally, which is still, there's still a bit of pink. There's still some good moisture in there. It's
absolutely.
As long as, like, when you go to slice it or if you squeeze it and it almost looks like that pink shade and there's juices, it's still good. That's all I look for.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
I've pulled roasts at 150 and it'd been perfect too. So the 165 thing, I try and tell people all the time, I'm probably a criminal here.
Just take a piece of that charcoal and start chewing on it.
Easier digested.
Yeah, it will, and it cleans your teeth.
Exactly.
Damon, we got what else you got down there in the?
Like Robert said earlier, Thanksgiving, he gives thanks, the best meal of the year. So Corey, y'all in Canada just recently had Thanksgiving.
We did
before we did.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
So, but you done these turkeys here.
Yep.
Those look like some big birds.
They weren't too bad. They weren't huge. They were around 14s.
Really? They look good.
God, they
look good.
That mahogany color, man.
Yeah.
Right. That wood you had right there standing up, is that at the firebox end?
It was.
Okay, kind of a deflector.
Just a little bit. Just to get, in my opinion, everyone's got their own way, and I'm probably the comments are going to start coming at me, but I put that in there. I find it just deflects that harsh heat because there's so much convection going through a cooker.
Yeah.
I just find that it kind of helps those outside birds that are that close to the cooker.
It makes sense, man.
Plus moving them around too. Like I get in there after about an hour and a half, and I'll start moving some around. These ones are getting a little more color than these ones, and move them but I try not to be in there too often. If you're looking at cooking, right? But in the same sense, I don't want to be burning shit up either. So
true.
Right. Yeah. Dude, I remember I did a turkey. I was super excited. I brined it, spent all this time on it, right? And then I put it in my Weber, and I'm like, okay, I got to turn it halfway through so that the breast gets a little bit, and then I got to turn it back so that the breasts don't get completely charred.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to turn it. The breasts were okay. But those legs, dude, was like turkey jerky, man. And it sucked, dude, because when I looked at it, I'm like, oh man, this thing looks killer, like perfect color, everything. And when I was cutting the leg, I'm like, that don't feel quite right.
That's like the Griswold chick turkey.
Exactly. Oh, it's just a little dry.
That's all right. Dunk it in your beer, chew it on it.
I'm like, hey, we need to make like 2 gallons more gravy.
Yeah. Put a bunch of
No,
pineapple in it.
luckily it wasn't for Thanksgiving or nothing.
Yeah.
I was just cooking a turkey.
Yeah. So we had ours earlier. We threw some turkeys on, and so fun fact, our turkey here at home was cooked in the oven because nope, my wife did not want anything smoked.
Really,
So-
that's funny.
It's kind of a, that comfort thing as a child when you're growing up. The house is filled with the smell of turkey
Yes,
cooking and
that's right.
stuff.
Absolutely.
So it's we roast our turkey. We do it at Christmas time, and we do it at for Thanksgiving and Easter. It's down in the oven, and I think we did it on the smoker one year. We threw it on the pellet grill just because I think we needed space. But
Yeah.
Well, it's the same way here. My dad does it in the oven every year, even though I smoke beautiful meat out on my smokers and stuff. But that's the tradition and he's got it down to a pretty good science. Where I don't know how it could get any better. So why mess with perfection?
No, and don't get me wrong. There's nothing I love more than smoked turkey. I'll take turkey over chicken any day. Smoked poultry is delicious, but I'm a turkey guy.
I love chicken. I don't do so much turkey, but when I smoke turkey, it's like this is what poultry should taste like right
It's
here.
the best. It's the best sandwiches ever.
So on your turkey, are you a dark or white meat guy?
I'm a dark meat guy.
Oh man.
Dark meat, man. Yeah, 100%.
I love that dark meat, dude.
Yeah. You take that breast, do whatever you like with it. Wonderful. Yep. Just leave
all
that dark.
Go ahead.
Yep. Slice that up for lunch meat.
Yes, give me that darkness. I love it.
Then we got.
Yeah. So earlier you said when you were talking about pork and everything, you said my pork rub. You've got a couple of rubs yourself that you produce out, right?
I do. I have 3 currently. Still trying to get the website set up for e-commerce and whatnot. We're way behind on that. We've just been smashed busy. But I currently have 3 rubs. I have my version of an SPG. And it's salt, pepper, garlic, of course, with my own ratio of each, and a couple other little extras in there. And then I have our pork rub. We got some fun names for them. So our SPG is called Best Friends Forever. I got a T-shirt and stuff made for it, and the pork rub is getting piggy with it, and and we got Mama's favorite, and that's an all-purpose rub. So it's basically my SPG with an herb blend that I add to it.
Okay, dude, I can't believe no one has used that yet. Getting piggy with it.
That's all
done.
Yeah, no, I know. I just now that you say that, I'm like. Everybody else missed that one.
Yeah. Pork hub was taken.
yeah, I saw that one.
And I got a few more I'm waiting to release. I've been working with my third-party packer, and we've been having some consistency issues, so we've been working together on that. But once we get that all figured out, then I have a few more blends that I'll be adding soon. So
there you go.
How's that process working with someone else, trying to get them to recreate your seasoning, your vision?
Yeah, so they're not my packer's in Ontario, which is like it'd be like a 12-hour, 14-hour drive or whatever. So it's all done through the mail.
Yeah.
We talk to each other. I send them my recipe. They recreate the recipe. They send it to me. I test it. I say yay or nay. It needs this, needs that. Send it back. We readjust. There's a lot of back and forth. Sometimes you nail it within the first 2 tries. Sometimes it's 6 and 7 attempts. I was pretty fortunate. We got it pretty much within like 3rd try on every blend.
Oh, wow.
That's good.
But lately there's been some stuff being sent to me that's not quite what I approved. So I've had to kind of reach out and say, hey, we're getting kind of offline here a little bit. So let's figure out the issues here, because I really want to get these other blends up and going. It's not my main focus. It's more of a fun project, but also I have people asking for it, and I have what could be a decent sized contract, possibly kind of hanging there in the loop that I would really like to take advantage of. So. But I got to get this shit figured out. So I won't give them a product that I'm not happy with. So.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know,
we know a lot of guys who produce seasonings in this world. And
Yeah.
I've heard sometimes it's frustrating. Sometimes it's you get with a packer and it's like match made in heaven, and other times it's just like, man, just back and forth.
Yeah.
Not nothing too bad. I'm not trying to bury anybody, but just like, yeah.
They're pretty good. They're good guys and stuff. I don't know a lot about them. I think they're like myself, they're a small business. They're a smaller outfit. I have a world-known outfit 18 minutes from me, but I have to buy. So every blend is called a SKU. It's its own SKU, and their minimum order is 500 pounds per SKU, and I'm not there yet. Like, so I'm talking $3,000 order for every blend.
That is a lot of seasoning.
That's a lot.
I mean, when you break that down into like 8 or 10 ounce bottles,
it is a lot. So, but I use my blends at the restaurant too. I order them in bulk boxes. So it'd be Canada's 10 kg. So it'd be like 22 pounds roughly per box. And I go through probably 48 pounds of each blend a month at the restaurant, probably. So it's starting to justify. Maybe I can go get that 500 pound SKU. Like I might be at that point now where it might be worth for me to get it, because I can mix it up. I'm pretty positive. I got to double check, but I'm pretty positive I can get some in bottles, some in bulk, whatnot. So
sure, yeah.
There you go.
Just as long as the blend equals 500 pounds, because that's all they'll do is they'll put it through their machine at 500. That's it. So minimum.
I just can't even imagine. Hey, babe, I'm by the way, there's 2,000 pounds of seasoning showing up.
There's a shipment coming in, but don't look outside.
Yeah.
Make some room in the garage. I got a delivery coming. No, it's not a Porsche.
Yeah, she's expecting like an Amazon box or something. And here comes the semi back.
Chopping pallets off of spice. Life for a lifetime.
What's that last video you got, David?
So the last one here is just the way he rolls every day. What I think.
Today's one of those days where you just gotta go full send.
Yeah, pretty much.
Full send.
A full smoker is a happy smoker. Happy Friday, everyone, and happy weekend. Can't wait to see what's on your grills. Cheers.
I can't wait till I build myself a rig like that, man.
That's so sick.
It's a lot of fun. It's definitely, it's very humbling. And this is a word that you guys know, Britt, and the groups that we belong to and stuff. Like, I use the word humble a lot, but I get humbled daily by people. It's you put in the work. You're up, 3, 4, 5 a.m. You're getting stuff on. I'm for myself. I'm there alone. I'm trimming. I'm seasoning. Walking back and forth. Carrying like 60-pound pans and you're just putting in the sweat and tears. And then later in the day, when you see people take that first bite, and they just look at each other in the eyes, and you got them.
Yeah, I will never forget, man. The best compliment I've ever had on any of my food. It wasn't any. There was no words. I cooked a brisket for Easter, and it didn't come out perfectly to slice, so I just chopped it all up so we could do chopped brisket sandwiches. And I watched my brother-in-law, who he hangs with some guys who really know the ropes. Like, he's got a buddy who like an hour and a half up the road, there's like 7 out of the 10 restaurants serve his brisket and ribs and stuff. Like he hangs with some pros. Yep. And when he took a bite of that and he rolled his eyes, closed them, and did that like bend, I was like, "That's it! I did
That's it!
That's me, right?
I did it!"
Mic drop.
You can't find that feeling anywhere. That's such a cool feeling.
No.
The endorphins is pretty high when that moment.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I taste my stuff. I cook for me.
Yeah.
So when I taste something like this is good.
Yeah.
It's always not always. Obviously, I still make mistakes, right? Yeah. But almost every time I take a bite, I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah. So one of the big differences, you were saying about cooking for yourself. That's exactly. I'm I like seasoned food. I like your food to be seasoned properly. However, I don't like stuff that's over salted, and I find like
Yes.
my brisket is not as salty as a lot, especially if you go to Texas and stuff where they do 50-50 usually. Mine is not as salty as that. I believe that you can always add it, but you can never take it away. So
Bingo.
if you do need it, you like yours a little more on the saltier side, it's at the table. Put a little salt on it. You're all good.
That's right.
I'm the same way. I've had like my wife likes things a little more saltier than I do on certain things or whatever. So she'll taste something. She go, "That's really good. It needs more salt." And I go, "I'm not messing with it." Like, even if I think it needs a tad more salt, I won't put it in. I'll just salt it at the table, because exactly what you said. Once you cross that line, it is the most horrific battle to try and come back from that.
Yep. I've had, and don't get me wrong, like I'm not saying they're doing bad stuff in Texas. They have awesome, amazing brisket. I've had some great brisket in Texas, but it is saltier than I do my own. And I mean, it helps the beer go down. There's, but that's just a self-preference thing. Some people really love that and some really don't. And I'm cooking for a massive amount of people. So I try to do something right in between. So I'm right on that borderline.
Exactly.
It's there. It's seasoned well, but it's right there where some say it needs a little more, others say it's perfect, and some say, hey, it's, I would like a little less, so you get that when you're feeding mass people, you got to kind of keep that in mind a little bit.
Yeah. And you can never please every palate because every palate's different. It's just, that's just a fact. Like, so if you get over that, you're already a step above every other cook, because you'd have to own some 5-star restaurant where you do these little Michelin star dishes to order this and that. Yeah. We got big beards. We drink beer. We cook it with wood. You know what I mean? Like,
we were in. I was I was in Alberta for the Pitmasters dinner last year, and I was half drunk. But we got joking around. I was like, guys, we need to get a picture of me, no shirt on, pouring salt off my belly onto the steak. But I was like, cascading off my guts.
Yeah, that'd be great, dude. Oh man, that'd be a great video.
Nice side profile of the water. That's that fall of salt coming off, slow motion hitting the steak.
And then the next people go and eat the brisket. They're like,
"What's the deal?
Fuck.
Who does this?"
Fucking Canadians.
Yeah. I'm about that though. If you don't do it, I might.
I was say that's so awesome.
Let's just go live and I'll do it. Whatever, it's all good.
Right.
I'm a big
What's your favorite thing to cook on the barbecue? Like you're cooking pounds and pounds of meat. What do you enjoy the most coming off the barbecue for yourself?
For myself, I'm a red meat guy. But lately I've really been steering towards my pork belly. It's how
are we doing the pork belly?
So people are gonna get triggered. Here's a trigger alert, but some don't like the name, but it's similar to brisket style, it's seasoned and sliced the same way I smoke my briskets and stuff. So it's my SPG, same thing I use my briskets, and it's I cook it at about 250. It's roughly a 6-hour cook. Yeah. And then I do those nice long slices, and it doesn't have the skin on it, so it doesn't have that chicharron. It doesn't have that nice crunch on the outside. So it's a soft bite. It's that luscious pork flavor. It's not over fatty because you render out a lot of that fat, but you still get that kind of that salty, peppery from the SPG. And I'm changing a lot of people. I'm the only guy around here who's doing smoked pork belly, and and it's so fun to see them come in. They're like, "Oh, I don't think I like that." And I'm like, "Hey, would you like a little sample?"
That's right.
Okay. So you give them a little cube, and they're ordering it by the pound after that.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah. So that's kind of one. Burnt ends?
Yeah.
I don't do them at a restaurant. They're a pain in the ass when you cook them for
that would not be something I put on a menu.
No. Taking those little too cute, put one on. No, I get time for that shit. I tried it once and I was like, what the hell was I thinking? Similarly, I just did a bunch of pig shots for an event. So I had to cook like 100 of them. And I was like, I hated myself so bad.
Yes.
Like
No
those
way,
are
dude. No
they're for
way.
they're for your backyard. They're not for
that's a 10 or 15 of them for a little hors d'oeuvre. Everybody gets one, and
yeah. My wife
just,
and I'm surprised she didn't divorce me.
they're just too labor intensive.
Exactly.
For them to be feasible.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Is anything when you start getting into stuff like that, it's fun, it's cool, it looks really awesome, but to do in mass amounts like that, you need an assembly line of like 4 or 5 people just hammering them.
Yeah, you do. And it was just her and I. Plus, we were still trying to do our morning prep too to get ready for opening, and it was just a mess. Like, I remember telling her, I was like, if I ever suggest doing one of these Instagram bullshit things again for an event, stomp on my dick.
Yeah, like old yeller my ass. Take me out back.
just absolutely hard no. No.
So Eduardo, I think he's asking like a cured bacon. No, not like that.
No, not at all. It's the same bacon, kind of meat.
Yes, exact same thing.
Yeah, but it's not cured. It's not brined. It's not nothing. I take it. And actually, there's a video on my Instagram of me doing it. It's the only one that went semi-viral kind of. It's I just split it. I season it with my SPG, and it goes on the smoker. That's it. Yep. And it's just a nice.
It's so good.
Yeah, it is, man. It makes such a good sandwich too. Like, I love sandwich.
I've done it also where I do that, and then I'll crisp it up in a pan and do pork belly tacos. So good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll build it kind of like a full pork sandwich, if you will. Like I'll make like more of like a slaw instead of like a lettuce or something. And if you guys haven't tried pork belly the way he's talking about it, like brisket style, definitely give that a go. I'm a little spoiled. I butcher a pig every January, so I come home with like, I don't know, like 50 pounds or 40 pounds of belly. It's like I still have belly in the freezer.
That's awesome.
So we cure our own bacon. I love pork belly.
It is so good. So good.
It's rich too, though.
It is.
Oh, so don't think
it's like a couple of pieces and you're great. Yeah, you're gonna smash half a pork belly now.
No, that's why you need that slaw in there. You need to cut through that richness. Something nice and acidic.
Exactly. I'll do some. Yeah, a lot of vinegar stuff with it. I used your mustard sauce a lot with it, Damon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. That's what you need to cut through any of that, anything fatty like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I bet you are, buddy. Yeah, actually, I was just talking to the dude I do that with last night, and it's November, like, because beef has to hang. Like when we butcher the pigs, we, for the internet purpose, we dispatch them one day. And then take out all the innards, and all that, and then we hang them in a walk-in cooler overnight.
Yep.
2 reasons: lets everything relax, and you want them cold. It's a pain in the freaking ass to butcher some. I mean, if you've ever butchered a deer out in the field, it's a pain in the ass because everything's moving. It's all warm still.
Yep.
When you cut yourself a lot more, but. Beef has to hang for. I'm going to get ridiculed, but I think it's like a minimum of 14 or 18 days or something like that. Most people go like 20 something. So I found out we're going to dispatch a steer, and then a month later, we get to butcher, or we don't, but someone's at one of my buddy's house where we do this, or butchering. It's just I'm excited to go and watch that whole process. So
and some now I grew up, I had a farm behind me where I grew up, was in a small rural community, and I'm not originally from this town where I'm in right now, but so the family, we would buy a cow, and they would raise it for us. So, I'd be my cow and whatever. And, I say this a lot to a lot of people because you wouldn't believe how many people don't know where meat comes from, and they don't have a lot of respect for what's on their plate.
Amen.
Until you take the life of an animal and eat it yourself, you don't really understand so it just, I'm not saying everyone should run out and kill an animal. I'm not saying to do that. However, when you do harvest an animal, to eat, it brings a whole new level of appreciation for what you're eating.
100% agree. When you have gone through the entire spectrum from it being alive to now it is on my plate by these hands, that's a whole nother experience.
It's just like I say, you have a lot more respect for it. You're less likely to waste it. You're going to try to use as much of it as you can. You're going to try to, that kind of stuff. But I do recommend, listen, if you can have the opportunity to be part of a butchering and whatnot, that is a craft that is slowly kind of dying, and I would like to see it used more.
Absolutely. That's what our buddy, I think this is our 10th year. This will be our 10th or 9th, 10th, 11th year that we're doing this. He's been doing it his dad was a butcher, so he knows all that. Been raised around it, but he started it, meat prices and all the craziness of the world. And so he started this, I'm going to bring back this old tradition and help people do this for themselves.
Nice.
And we found out, I'm like, dude, thank you.
Yeah.
This, number one, I mean, I've hunted. I grew up hunting and stuff, so I know my way around animals. But sitting there, and we go through I think we're up to 18 pigs this year.
Nice.
Some people only get a half or whatever, but me and his youngest son, and there's 3 or 4 of us that just stand at the table all day long helping people because they want to do it, but they've never even seen the inside of an animal before until it was that one piece on your plate or in that wrap at the store.
That's right.
So I love it. It's so much fun.
I got a friend of mine who's a meat cutter, and I actually was going to ask him if he'd let me just go hang out. But again, time is something I don't have a lot of anymore. But I would love to learn how to take something apart from a full animal down to the last steak, that's just something I think anyone that's going to be working around meat a lot should have that little abattoir in your back pocket.
Absolutely. I remember it was a couple years ago. So now they're Portuguese, so they it's a huge thing. They used to do it over in the Azores all the time, and his dad so there was a typical way they would cut the pig up. They slice the loin all up real thin for it's called I can't remember. I can't pronounce it anyway. But it's all these traditional cuts, and they the shoulders and the hams. They would just roast it all out, and I remember. Me and his son is he's some ag major, whatever, veterinarian, something like that, whatever. He's like, dude, I've figured out the lines where we could cut out the whole Boston and picnics. And so now for the last 3 years, we traditional, American barbecue style butcher these pigs. It's so badass, man.
That's awesome.
It's crazy when you cut out the whole butt and you're like, and they've been giving me these little ass roasts in the store.
Assholes.
Man, what do you got?
Hey, man, I think we've covered a lot. For sure. I mean, hey, Corey, right here. I mean, we've come to about the time we normally go. Go ahead and roll out. This is the red carpet for you right here.
I appreciate it.
Tell everybody where you can find us. Tell everybody what you got going on.
Yeah, so we don't have a website yet. We're still working on that, but I mean, you can get us through Facebook, you can get us through Instagram. I just opened a TikTok. I haven't uploaded anything on it yet. So I keep talking about this time thing, so it's, I will get some on there. I'm working with there's a local TikTok guy. He's good at what he does, and we're talking about maybe starting a YouTube channel. He would do the editing and recording and stuff. So that's something and he said he worked for Brisket. Like, hey. Awesome. So
I wish I could find that deal.
I know where you can get some brisket. So so that's something like we just kind of like, it's very early. It may turn into nothing, but I'm kind of hoping we can do something there, a little collab and be I don't have time to do the editing and stuff. So he would bring his equipment, he'd film, and we do like little like how to kind of videos, like, but take like a brisket and cut it into like 5 series, or you know what I mean, like 5 parts. So like start with the trimming, and I do like trimming. I don't do competition trimming. I don't get it all in there, and I'm trimming for a restaurant, so it's pretty fast. Just get the heavy chunks of fat off. Get your gnarly pits out, and clean up any gashes that may have got put in by the butchers, and season it and get it on the smoker, but get that decal out of there, but
right,
but anyway, so we're kind of talking about doing some stuff like that maybe together, get this new building we're trying to get built, and so keep an eye out on, again, our socials. That's where we do most of our work. The Facebook socials is more of the serious kind of aspect of the business, and the Instagram is more of my creative and fun kind of side. So
there you go.
So we kind of separate it that way. Some of them gel together, but most of it is separated. So so follow both. You'll get different information and kind of get to see 2 sides of each other too. So.
And it's Beer _Daddy _BBQ on both pages, right?
It's underscore on Instagram, and it's just Beer Daddy BBQ on Facebook.
Okay. All right.
Now, what's the name of the restaurant and brewery, where, in case anybody's up in that area?
Yeah, man, for sure. So the restaurant is Beer Daddy BBQ, and the brewery that's in with or I'm in with them actually, is their building. It's Gridiron Brewing, craft brew. So it's not football related.
I feel like I've heard of that before, actually.
Settle down, America. It's not a football. So where he came from, there's a set of waterfalls, and the ripples at the bottom of the falls that come off that are like the perfect lines, like a football field. So they're called Gridiron Falls. But so he named his business after that. So
nice.
That's where he's from. So so Gridiron Brewing and Beer Daddy BBQ. Come in, get some good barbecue, have a nice cold craft beer, and just enjoy the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beat that right out there.
Yeah, that's Britt. She's been around. Salted Bite.
Hell yeah.
She's been in. So she's checked our place out, and hopefully she'll be back up again soon. So
there you go.
When I make it out to Ohio, might have to make that extra trip up there too.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to be a little trip from Ohio.
it would be a much bigger trip from California.
Yes, it would be. It would be.
Coast to coast, for sure.
Right.
Coast to coast, yeah, for sure. Well, I had a gentleman who, this is no joke, and I to this day still, it again humbles me, puts me down on one knee almost. But I was opening my smokers. Gentleman come and introduce himself. His name is Dave. And he brought his family from New Mexico to meet me and eat at my restaurant. Like, he's been following me. Yeah, blew my mind. He'd been following our Facebook page from my super early days when I just started it. And he's watched us kind of, go through the paces, and he just liked what he was seeing. And anyway, there's a family from Massachusetts that come here, and he was tied in with them. And he's like, hey, y'all, is there any room in your cabin? And anyway, so he was able to come up and meet me, and it was unbelievable.
I got chills from that one. That's badass.
Yeah, that was, man, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what thank you just wasn't enough.
Yeah, God, I hope my food's good.
Yeah, jeez. I hope I did those ribs right today. he was happy. He loved the food, and they were in a couple times before they went back home. And he wrote, and he had a great experience. Hopes to come back, and
awesome.
and it is. It's this industry, this community is tight, and I've met some amazing people because of this community, and I continue, like you guys, like I continue to run into amazing, fun, just like-minded people, and so it's been great, and look forward to meeting, and I want to talk to all y'all. So reach out.
Heck
Hell yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. Thanks for sticking around. We appreciate every one of you. Thanks again to Corey from Beer Daddy BBQ. It's late for him, so we appreciate him being here. And everybody, like, share, follow. Find us on Spotify and all that stuff. Definitely go follow and support Corey.
Yeah, obviously. Please. Yeah, that would be great.
It helps. It helps us all. It really does.
It does. Like I say that to my customers all the time. You have no idea how much each follow helps. Like it just really does. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Couldn't have said it better. Come back. We'll see you guys on Friday. You remember who we have Friday?
So that's what I was just looking at. Friday is a round table, so it would be just us dudes in the round table.
Come hang out with the dudes on Friday.
Come hang out with the dudes. You know how it is when we get to round table. There's all kind of crap going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then next Sunday, we got Cook with Bill.
Yeah. There we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you so much, and we will see you all.